Okay, well then I'm going to circle back on the boundaries question, because obviously, that's great information about what to do with an 8-week-old puppy, but because adolescence can be so challenging, what are best practices for taking a puppy from 8 weeks into adolescence with physical barriers? I'm going to use that word or that phrase rather than boundaries.
Yeah, physical barriers. We also kind of use the term management, and management, which you've said a bunch today as well, but it's any time that we change the environment to decrease the likelihood that a behavior occurs. So management is basically using the environment to your advantage to make sure that your dog is not engaging in these behaviors that we don't want them to, whether it's happened once or a bunch of times, you're trying to prevent the habit or stop the habit, whatever. So that's another one that when people leave puppyhood, they think, oh, we can pick all the gates up. We can, open all the doors. We're 6 months old now. We don't need the pen anymore. But management is one of the best ways to survive adolescence. It might not look exactly the same as when the puppy's 8, 10, 12 weeks old, but you're still going to want to do things like, put a gate up to keep your crazy teenager out of the kitchen. Close the bedroom doors so your teenager is not going and finding new fun things to chew on. Continue to use the crate for nap times to help them sleep soundly. If they're really crazy if that witching hour is still maintaining, sometimes it can be beneficial to tether them or put them on a leash and prevent how much space they have to run around and be crazy. Again, once all of our needs are met, it's always a balance between kind of restricting behavior options and also constantly checking, have my teenagers' needs been met? So, but I think management is like you could do basic training, 5 minutes of training a day, a couple times a week. And if you have management in place, you're pretty good to kind of survive adolescence. It might not be easy, but it won't be as much of a disaster if your dog had free reign of the house.
Right. Okay. Is there an age where you think you could be hoping to have your house be free of gates and crates?
Yeah, and we get this question a lot, like what do you mean the gates have to stay up? And I kind of am like, look, I'm just the messenger. Like, you're free to take them down, but like, good luck. And what people don't realize is what management can accomplish in one gate, what weeks and months of training would do. So like, yes, you could train your dog not to counter surf, but that's going to take so much time, and it's a heck of a lot easier when you've got other priorities like exercising them, getting their enrichment set up, dealing with your human children, your work, whatever. You've got other priorities. So throw that gate up, make your life easy. And then by the time they're an adult, you don't have a counter surfing habit. So, somebody said to me recently, what I feel like with the adolescents is that when they start to get, probably would say like 18 months, you start to see glimpses. One of my clients said we're starting to get sneak previews of what adulthood will be like. And I think that's what it is. It's not going to be necessarily one day you're like, everything's gone, but you're going to start to realize, okay, they can come up the stairs with me now and I don't have to worry about them running off and getting something. Oh, I left the kitchen gate up while I was cooking and they still chose to go lie in their bed like they've done for the last year because the gate has been up. So I think it's kind of these baby steps, but I would say 18 months to 2 years if we're thinking kind of realistic
Okay.
expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems to be. And even then, I mean, my
Yes. There's
dogs,
always, yeah, right.
there's always a chocolate tart that you don't expect
Yes.
to be consumed.